So here we are in Wollonga again, and you can probably hear the birds going crazy. It's a beautiful autumn day here, overcast, but not too cold. It's coldish, but not cold enough that you can't work it. Well, I can't work up a sweat, but I tend to sweat easily these days. But yeah, there's Victor Harbour Road, you can hear there. I'm going to have to take a bit of a break from the shed because the fences need repairing. The upper part of the foxproof fence is rusting away and getting holes in it, so that needs replacing. So I've got a job lot of mesh on the way to fix that, but I thought I'd show you the progress that we've made. I'll just turn a few lights on so you can see a bit better. Here we go, the inside light, there we go. So I've done the trim down there, that's painted, and then up around that, need a bit more paint on the trim around there. But all that trim's done, trim around the corner there. Now I've finished the alcove. All the trim in the alcove's in. I put a piece, there was behind there's a exposed bolts from the column, so I've put a bit of trim over that. I'll show you what I did in the other room. It's slightly different, but pretty much the same. So that's all done now. That's air conditioned in, done, furniture's in, and of course I've started painting some of the trim, putting the finishing coat of paint on some of the trim, but still a bit more needs to be done for that. That whole piece of trim needs to be painted, but you see what I did there, that was an exposed column, so I've just put a bit of trim around it and filled it in. So and that trimmer goes to the back wall, that needs painting, and I didn't pre-paint that trim, but yeah, apart from the trim, the rooms are pretty much done. So really pleased with that. I've got all the door trim in, and I just have to mount the doors. After I've done the painting, I'll put the doors in. Lisa picked up some rubbish doors as an option. I'm not entirely convinced I'm going to use them, but there you go. Bought myself a T8. I gave the old T7 to John. That's an anniversary edition, so it's limited edition. Established 1973, you can see. So it's 50-year anniversary of the Tormek. So I got ended up getting the diamond wheels, the standard wheel, SG. Yeah, the letters stand for something. 250 is 250 millimeters. The DC stands for diamond coarse, diamond fine, diamond extra fine. About 380, 600, no. 320, something like that, three something, 600 and 1,000 grit, and then you hone on the wheel. The boys made me a couple of, because this doesn't come with a leather honing wheel, it comes with a composite wheel, which is a little bit coarser. It's fine for knives and things like that, but for chisels and plane irons, I prefer the leather wheel, so that 3D printed me a leather wheel so that I can use that for things like chisels and plane irons and the like. So what we've been doing in here is putting the primer on the ceiling. David did that for me a couple of weeks ago, but we've been, as I said, we've been taking a break from that and working on the fence. I've got the top coat to go in there, but even with that, it's a bit lighter in this section of the shed. I don't know if it comes out on camera, but it's quite a lot of the shadows have got. There's still a lot of shadows you can see up here, for example, along there and in the corner there, see shadows, but a lot of them aren't as dark as they were before because of the lighter ceiling. And once the ceiling white goes on, I think it'll come up really well. Yeah, so I've got to move all the stuff around the shed so that we can get the scaff around so that David can paint it. I'm using a Wagner pump, a paint pump, a little thing in here, right in there. It sits on it's 120 volts, so I use a transformer for it. I've got a 122 footy transformer, because it's US only. And that sits in the paint, and it pumps the paint up into the roller, and then you don't have to take a paint tray around and dip the roller in all the time. So that's where we're at the moment. John has got a job lot of jarrah up there. It's a beautiful wood, very dark wood, but it's really beautiful when it's finished and made into furniture. So John and I are going to be making furniture out of that. And I've still got the panel here that's jarrah there. That's finished. I'll just give you a look at this. You can see the nail holes because that's reclaimed jarrah. It's got nail holes in it, which to me gives it a bit of character, but you can see the grain in it, and that's old growth jarrah. It was reclaimed from the 1920s wool sheds. It was reclaimed in the 1980s and then used throughout the house, but I've got a whole pile of it that I can use. So that's going to be a panel next to the front door of the house. But that front door of the house is currently leaks like a sieve. The wind rustles straight through it during the winter, which is no earthly good whatsoever. So that'll seal up yet a few more cracks in the house, but oh, you can hear the birds out there carrying on like a 2-bob watch. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if I told you, but they wanted to put, initially they priced up 3 roller doors to go along this side here. And so one in there, one here and one in there between the columns. And I said, oh, blow that. Don't need 3 roller doors. One, it wastes energy because the heat will escape through the roller door because you can't properly insulate it. And secondly, we don't need 3 roller doors. We just, it's being used as a shed, not an equipment shed. So we only need 1 big door to get stuff in and out. And so that's what we settled with, and a few smaller doors, a few PA or personal access to. Oh, look, there's a lorikeet. We've got a few lorikeets in Australia, and most of them are absolutely stunningly beautiful. They're gorgeous little birds. And there's a few more, see? You probably can't see them properly on the camera, but yeah, they look gorgeous. We've got a lot of them around the farm, and they love eating the seeds and sucking the nectar during the spring. They love the nectar, but they eat the seeds in the rest of the year. Seeds. I don't think they eat insects, but it's just seeds mainly. But there's a lot of food around for them on the farm, so they're nice. We see them through the front window of the house occasionally. But there we go. That's the state of shed at the moment. It's coming on towards finishing. I think it's been 3 years since we started building it, and considering the fact that I've done a lot of it by myself with the help of my sons, is quite good. So there you go, another beautiful day in Willunga, albeit overcast, but very nice nonetheless.